Hey everybody, I thought I'd do a video. This is my gift for you to let you in on a few secrets. And maybe they're not secrets and maybe they're just my opinion and the way I do things, but it works for me. It certainly works well. When I look around, I could have done a few things different, could have done a few things better. I could have done a lot of things different to what I'm doing, but you know what? What I'm doing really works. It's a really good balance. So I thought I'd let you in on a few secrets as, like I said, my gift to you. So firstly, when you're young, sometimes you end up with a credit card. Credit cards, obviously, very high interest rate. So you must remember to not spend money you haven't got and always pay the statement balance by the due date. That'll save you paying any interest. If you've got a reward scheme, then you will earn a few points for that. But remember, it's not worth earning points if you're paying interest. The interest is a lot more. Now, that's a small thing. Moving on from credit cards. Eventually, people will want to buy a home, a house to live in. You can't really save the money unless you're making a lot of money. You can't save money to buy property. The value, well, this is the other problem. The value, you think the value goes up faster than you can save, but the inflation happens faster than you can save. The money printing is happening faster than you can save. You've got to understand what's devaluing the actual dollar itself is the creation of more money. More money, more money, more money. It just gets invented and put out there. That's why if you have a look around, where did all this value, all this property, all these expensive cars, planes and companies, it's all on tick and it's all invented money. So if you're really smart and lucky, I guess, you can be one of those multi-billionaires. And you know what? They do a lot of work, right? They might get to fly around in their private jet and helicopter and do a lot of things most people don't do, but I'll tell you what, they do a lot of work. It's not all, easy stuff. So then you've got to think the opposite end of things, minimalist, right? If you went back to saying, well, I don't really need anything, you could have something maybe like a car, a good camp setup, and you could go fishing every day, right? And people would say, well, there's systems in place that you can get some payments, right? And, so I'm just saying all the way to that end of the scale, once you've got your basics, you could even just have a cheap vehicle. I'm talking $10,000 on a tent. Plenty of people do, and even cheaper than that, and they just live off the system. Now, I'm not saying that's the best option. I'm just saying all the way back to the minimalist. You could be living the dream. You're just on the beach every day fishing. Pick your place where you want to be, in what country, at what time. If you're based in Australia, you can go north and south, follow the weather, right? So anything from a minimalist all the way through to a billionaire, right? What's my secret? Why am I so rich? Well, the secret is, it is a secret because I believe schools only teach you the basics, sometimes quite complex stuff like mathematics. After once you get into secondary school, most people aren't going to use most of all that extra stuff you learn after at least year 8, year 9. Most people aren't going to use, so you spend all this time learning about these mathematics and complex things that I don't even know what they are now because I don't use them, where they could have taught you about finances and things and real life experiences, and they don't. And really, I think I'm going to take the opportunity to mention some of this, and I suppose for most of the people that are still listening to this video at 3.5 minutes are very wise because they know they get a lot of information out of my videos. Now, how did I get rich? Was it a YouTube channel? Absolutely not, because you know what? A YouTube channel giving people free information, helping them out, is probably one of the worst YouTube channels to have, because only the smart people listen and stay with it and think about the things we discuss and put up with all this waffle, okay? So what you need to do is send it on to your sons and daughters and nephews and say, just do me a favor, just watch this video. Pick one out. When you see a video, it might not be this one, and you think it's one of those ones that somebody needs, just send it to them and say, hey, this is one I think you should really listen to. Okay, so it's something in between, I think they call it middle class officially, and the middle class, so there's obviously people that haven't got money, right? They're quite disadvantaged. There's people with way too much money. They should just donate money back to people in systems that need it, and obviously they just wouldn't have all that billions of dollars and they don't need it. And is that fair? No, it's not, but it isn't fair. That's the whole thing, right? So in that middle class there, you could be anything from, I suppose, the top, just under the top 5 or 10% to anything above, well, if you've got a job and you're not on the street. So that window there, I'm going to guess, this is no statistics, just my on the road view, it's probably 80 to 90% of people are, middle class. Probably less than that actually, because there's a lot of people disadvantaged, probably maybe 70%. But I'm just taking guesses here. You can put the official ABS statistics in the comments if you like. I will have a look. I do read all the comments. But what really works is, so, many years ago, this negative gearing thing came along, and I'm not about to say it's a good thing. This is part of the problem, and everyone's going to have a different opinion, and it works different for everybody, depending on what properties, what's your income, what period of time you did this. Like many years ago, it probably was a good opportunity, and I suppose it could be now, depends how you look at it, but this is the way I see it. You buy a house, you're trying to pay it off. A lot of people hate the mortgages, they just want to pay it off. In the meantime, you're losing your time. You can't get your time or your health back, okay? You can't get it back. It's too late. So, you're working away trying to pay off this mortgage, and then you made a mistake with getting a car loan, which is high interest rate as well. I've said in other videos and posts and stuff. If you want, get on my Facebook, Anthony Prado Forby. Bit of fun, bit of entertainment, bit of joking around, bit of serious stuff. It's not all about cars. It might be something like this or anything else. Hopefully I'll keep you entertained or informed, and just think outside the square, because it's not all happening inside the box. It's outside as well. Okay, it's not just what you think. So, negative gearing, what a great idea. Everybody needs, and the financial advisors, they're pretty well trained onto the system as well, aren't they? A lot of them, not all of them. There's some awesome financial advisors, of course, but, you're going to need to have $2 million when you retire. Does that sound about right? Well, I'm not a financial advisor, so, all care, no responsibility. I'm just a dumb mechanic with greasy hands that, grease monkey works on cars. What would I know, right? And so you're going to need $2 million because, if the market's a bit bad and, with interest and investments, you only get this much and you need this much because blah, blah, blah. Biggest mistake you can actually make is worrying about having too many properties, because we know people in all age groups, whether it's in their 30s, 40s. I know people that had multiple properties in their 20s. We had other properties as well. Pulled the pin on those years ago, and it's the best thing we ever did, to be quite honest, because where does it end? It's almost greed, so if you get in the right market and you buy in the right place and you're lucky, it works out well that you can buy some other properties if you've got a good income, and you can get some good debt, that is buying properties if the value is going to go up at the time. I'm talking more short term, 5, 10, 15 years, quit while you're ahead type stuff. Because what happens is people, they get one property and then they get another one and then they've got this plan of whether it's, 3, 4, 5, and, and they just a little bit more, same as work, just a little bit more, and they just keep working just a little bit more, in another property, because a little bit more, because you recalculate and the cost of living's gone up, and you know what, it's all wrong, to be quite honest, because you're just on the hamster wheel forever. You've got less money every day of your life, because if you are on 100 grand a year and you're paying off your mortgage and you've got another one and it's negatively geared, that is costing you money. All about making money in the future when you sell this property, which have they actually talked about the capital gains tax and how the tax system can and will change, and you'll be disadvantaged there as well. When you get older, did you know your health gets worse because you've just worked your absolute butt off all your life trying to pay off these mortgages, or they're paying themselves off, and it's all good. And like I said, a lot of people are going to have different opinions and it worked different for them, and I understand that. I know plenty of people that have made money out of property. I think all the richest people made money out of property and still will, but they've got billions of dollars on tick, and they own shopping centres, and we're talking the big build here, right? So for the everyday middle class, they're just keeping you on the hamster wheel. They're keeping you working. Another mortgage, another negative. Even if it's positive, then you've got the cost, the maintenance, this and that. It always ends up costing you money. Then, you're on really good money, are you? So you need to save even more tax. So I suppose my point is to understand, every dollar you pay tax on, the balance is in your hand for money to spend. You can buy a new car with cash. You can upgrade your house. So let's just say, for example, you look, like I said, you can get a couple of properties, they might go up, you sell them, and then you've made a bit of money and you can pay off your mortgage. Beautiful if it worked that way. That was probably something that could have happened in recent times. I'd say it's pretty hard to do at the moment. It's hard enough to get your first one, right? So getting your first one, get out of town, go a bit further out. You don't need to be in the busyness, the pollution. Remember, we already talked about the health. Get away from things. Smaller place where it's cheaper, get it paid off, right? Don't live like it's going to be, you've got to just work till it's paid off, because it could still take you 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, I don't know. That's 20 years of your life down the toilet if you live like that. You've just got a budget. This is how much I'm going to pay. Budget a bit extra if you can. Do some extra work if you can. Work smart, not hard. Okay. But what I want you to understand, the main point of this video, the final gift, because there's so much more. I could talk about this all day as well, just like I talk about these things. And it's not about me being famous. That's why I'm not in the video. It's not about me. It's about you. With all these properties you've got, oh, you're on 200 grand a year, or there's two of you on 200 grand a year, so you're on 400 grand, beautiful. So you got all these properties and you're paying these mortgage negative geared, because all these properties are worth 1 mil, 1.5 now, and you've got an $800 million mortgage and interest rates are going up, and guess what? A lot of people didn't expect that. How about that with a few properties? That'll be pay at the moment. And how do you get out of it? Well, it's sort of, well, they'll tell you it's still going up, but the fact of the matter is, on the ground, we see some properties going down and not selling and sitting a bit still. Probably going to go down in 24 is my prediction. But anyway, let's just see what happens. I'm not a financial advisor and I haven't got a crystal ball. I just talk, right? I've just got a mouth. Yak, yak, yak. Maybe that's how I got rich. Yak it. No, we covered that. YouTube, big waste of time. It's a bit like other things. It's a bit like property. There was a window for that. Everybody's got a YouTube channel now, that's right. But before everybody had one, a lot of people had them and they built them up and they've got the audience and most people are pretty happy. They're maxed out on time watching the people they're already watching. That's why, for example, a lot of people's put in the comments, oh, this channel's awesome and the information and all that. Why isn't there even more people coming across? Well, there is. There's people subscribing every day, right? Many people every day. But the thing is, they're busy with their favorite other channels. They're not looking for more because they're already busy, right? Let's move away from YouTube. You can make a good YouTube channel. You've got to do stupid stuff, waste a lot of money, and keep everyone entertained. Funny stuff, like let's go and smash and wreck and burn some Hiluxes and Prados. It would be going off, you know, you would get to the 1 million subscribers sort of thing, but we're not that desperate. We're already rich, remember? We said that at the start of the video. No, we're not actually, I'm just joking around, right? That's just kids talk. That's what kids say about being rich and stuff like that. But I reckon I've got it worked out not too bad. And the whole point, I suppose, of the video is, besides that little pointer about paying the credit card statement balance by the due date to save the interest, and there's some other tips as well, I could go on all day about it, is having all those extra properties and all that work and all that stress. Stress is no good for you. Work, and you're out in the fumes, toxins, all bad, right? You know, it's just a whole bad environment, really. You don't want to work too hard, and to not do that, you don't want to have those extra properties. You just want to have that simple house to keep a roof over your head. Once you've paid that off, then you can save money and you can look towards, and you need to be making good money to be ahead of, like we said, the inflation, whatever. Nobody will see this video because I've used the word inflation in it too much and other words like that. Like I said, it's inside the box and outside the box. Where are you looking? Anyway, so you got to go looking. That's where you go onto Anthony Prado Forby Facebook page and have a look. What rubbish has he posted today? And just have a look, because you never know, you might see something there. Go down, see all the old stuff. Money in your pocket, right? If you don't have the mortgage, if you don't have the loans, right, the money is in your pocket. You can live, you can buy food, you can buy fuel, you can go on holidays, you can actually live, use your time now to do stuff with what's left. If you buy other properties to worry about your retirement later, it's going to tie up more of your money and keep you working, keep you on that hamster wheel, okay? So just think about that. Every dollar, oh, it's a tax deduction, I've got to buy. So there's some people, they think they make a lot of money and they go, oh mate, but I'm smart. So the smartest people wait to the end 14 minutes. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm smart though. Oh, hey, Anthony Prado Forby, I don't pay any tax or much tax. Well, if you've so smart, you've made that many tax deductions that you pay a small amount of tax, let's say 5 grand. So what does that mean? You made what, 30 grand for the year? That means you just haven't got much money left for anything real, like you want to buy a property or upgrade your own property that you're living in, because you spent all your money on what? A tractor or tools and equipment, or, you know, whatever your tax deduction is, you know, a work vehicle. Like, how many do you need? And so you've just got a 300 series for 150 grand, because it's a work vehicle. That's awesome that you've got a car, but it's still just a car. You know, you can buy a decent Prado for 20 grand. I can have, you know, what's that, seven Prados? Anyway, you know, look at that's the way I look at it. I go, I've got multiple vehicles for different purposes, that sort of thing. I could sell them all and I'd still have to tip in more money for a 300. And I could buy a 300 and I might buy a 300 and I might just wait for a petrol electric vehicle, because I just think petrol hybrid is the way to go at the moment. I really think it is. Awesome fuel economy in the Toyota range of reliability using not lithium batteries, not lithium. Thank you very much. Anyway, going off topic, but I'm allowed to do this. It's good information for you guys. Do you get my point about the money, right? So maybe I pay a lot of tax. Let's just pretend for a minute that I'm paying $50,000 or $100,000 a year tax, or $200,000. Well, you know what that means? It means you've got another $200,000 for the year in your pocket that you can go on holidays. You can, I don't know, upgrade your house if you want. Just save it up for a few years and sell your house and go get a bigger one. Or you could just buy another one if you wanted to. Things like that, because you've got that money in your hand rather than, and you haven't got the stress because you've got a bank balance that you might have in the bank earning, you know, only on 5% at the moment. What does that mean? For every 100 grand, you're making $5,000 a year. For every 100 grand, I'm not saying you all got 100, I'm just giving you ideas. Oh, you got to pay tax on that. Yes, you do, and you get to keep the change. Do you get it? So it's not all about tax deductions. Don't waste all your money on new cars, benches, workshops, tractors, cars, tools and equipment, or whatever your tax deduction is. I'm just sort of thinking about sort of things that, you know, general most people that I think of, or myself, that sort of thing. Tools and equipment, tax deductions, yes! Because at the end of the day, well, eventually the profits go to the companies that pay less tax. Anyway, so it's actually better for the whole system if you pay it, because they get more, even though you get ripped off, because it's true you do. They get more, but you get more as well. Do you get it? So you get to keep the change. What do you want to do? Buy a car, pay cash, mate. Beautiful. You want to upgrade your house, you want to build a pergola, you want to put a swimming pool, pay cash. No loans, people. Don't do loans for that stuff. Not worth it. Minimalist. Appreciate what you've got. Find some good friends that have got these things. Borrow theirs, mate. You know, they've got a pool. Say, hey, mate, what are you doing? Oh, I'm in the pool. Oh, yeah, hey, come around. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Right, whatever. Work it like that. You don't need to have your own pool, because guess what? You can't afford it yet if you need a loan, because it costs money to run. You need chlorine, you need buffer, you need this, you need that, you need to get this, you need repairs and maintenance, headaches building it. You don't need any of this, right? So everybody, this is a good lesson of what they didn't teach you at school, right? Now, everybody's got different experience. Some people are going, oh, I built a pool, mate, it went smooth, beautiful, cost me bugger all to run. You know those big mouths that go, oh, back then I had 6 properties in town, I've sold them and I'm sitting sweet now, whatever. But isn't it funny how they're the ones that still complain about the price of fuel or something like that, you know? Like, I don't complain about the price of fuel. I tell people about the price of fuel so they can save 40 cents a litre. Use Petrol Spy, right? Pay $1.70 instead of paying $2.30. Like, what are you thinking? Look on Petrol Spy, right? Just so everybody knows, the fuel that comes into Australia, it's got roughly the same gate price. That's what they pay for it, or what it goes out the gate for, whatever, more or less. Not what they pay for it, you know. It's the same at all the capital cities around Australia, more or less, within a cent or two. It changes the same. Diesel doesn't change fast, right? It's a slow process with diesel. Unleaded's different. It does a big reset thing or whatever. It's totally different anyway. Whatever, and that's more to do with the retail markup as well. That's another story in another video. But we do talk about these things in places. So you've got to look at our Facebook page, look at our videos. You'll find all our Facebook pages to be in, all that sort of stuff. You get my drift, right? If you don't make a tax deduction, if you don't have that investment property, you get to keep the change and you get to live. And once you pay your house off, you might be just, oh, guess what, you know? Oh, that's all I need. I'm happy, you know, and that's it. Keep it simple, minimalists. Anyway, that's how I got rich. No, it's not real. I'm just giving some ideas of the way I think, the way maybe I live, and it works for me. I look around at other people and I go, mate, I've got friends that have got their properties and all that. And I go, mate, work, you know, one day I'll get to go on a holiday. Poor buggers, like, really, you know. And of course, then there's, yeah, anyway, got to go. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Subscribe, turn the bell, catch you on the next video. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See you later.